Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a bonus review video. Marvel Snap has come out and I haven't made a video on it since, well, I posted this video a few months back about how I would not play Marvel Snap again after what I felt was an extremely predatory monetary practice they added into the game in Nexus Events. And since then, a lot has happened and Marvel Snap has now launched worldwide, and I've had a lot of people ask me, should they try it out? Is it still predatory? Is it affordable? Is the game fun? Is it a replacement to Hearthstone? Well, I thought I'd try and give as good a quick little review as I can, because I have played the game a lot. I actually have not played a single game since I made that video, which kind of sucked because I literally played Marvel Snap every day. I'm a nearly level 3000 on the collection manager. This takes a long time to build up to, and I cut a cold turkey. It hit infinite, the highest rank in the game every season until that point, and my collection is filled with upgraded variants and cards, and I played a lot. I really enjoyed myself. However, this tab had the Nexus Events, which just led to me not playing anymore. But overall, the game itself hasn't really changed too much in that time. There's been some balance patches. We have this PC client, which, by the way, this is not an emulator of a phone. It is the PC client that basically is their own emulation of phone. That's why the PC client still looks really rough. It's still vertical and all of that. Let's dive into how I feel about the game. And gameplay wise, I think Marvel Snap is a lot of fun. It's not super deep. You start off with 1 energy, you can play a card per that amount. There's 6 turns. The games are over pretty quickly, and you play cards at the same time as your opponent. You're not going to get your traditional Hearthstone feel of like big epic stories or control decks or all sort of variants like that. It's mostly just about building as much power and winning 2 of the 3 locations. There's ways to do that. Metas typically get solved pretty quickly, and you're kind of going through the card game thing of strategies becoming a little bit dominant, and then they're followed by balance patches, of course. But overall, this is not going to be your Hearthstone killer. It's not going to be your replacement, in my opinion, for Hearthstone, a Magic the Gathering, Legends of Runeterra. To me, it's a mobile game first, a card game second, but it's a good one at that. I think it's good on both levels, and I have had a lot of fun playing it. Card acquisition in the game basically comes down to leveling up your cards. You get credits after every game you play. You can get credits for cards through other means, such as the season pass, which we'll talk about. But overall, you upgrade a card, you gain collection levels, and you see you gain collection levels, you can open up a reserve, and well, there's your first type of loot box thing. The reserve can open a card, other things. Let's see what we get. And I open up a Killmonger. I got a brand new card for upgrading, and that's basically how you unlock cards. You have no say over what cards you get. There's no way to craft cards. You simply can only level up cards and gain them randomly. It's random through 3 tiers of card pools. Basically, once you unlock all the tier 1 cards, then you can unlock the tier 2 cards. Once you unlock all of those, you can unlock the tier 3 cards. And once you unlock all those, well, then you have all the cards. But again, you can't unlock the tier 3 until later. And again, it's completely random. Although apparently they are gonna be adding collector's tokens to try and make it a little bit better in the future. But basically, if you're looking to play that specific deck with that specific card, there's no way to do that unless you happen to open one of these reserves and get that card, at least as I'm recording this. But honestly, that acquisition model, I didn't mind it. It didn't bother me a heck of a lot. What I did mind was the Nexus Events, which aren't in the game. Second Dinner has already apologized for even putting them in the game, refunded everyone that took part, refunded all their gold, and the cards that were paywall behind it were actually given to all players. But at the end of the day, they implemented a loot box system in the game that would have gouged players for roughly $900 to $1,000 a month to acquire 2 cards a month. It was the most greedy thing I've seen in a long time, and it just destroyed my faith and trust in the company that they even thought an idea that was good to implement, period. How you could even greenlight this idea was beyond me, and that's what made me just quit, because my faith and my trust was completely shattered. Even by getting rid of it, refunding it, it's like, how can you have that sense of judgment to come to that decision? And I've stayed away for months, and now I'm at the point where I see this message where they say they're not bringing anything back on Nexus Events, they're doubling down on the season pass and cosmetics, that maybe I'm more open to it, because the monetization in the game really isn't that bad. It's free to play friendly to an extent. You have 2 economies in the game, similar to Hearthstone now, since they have gold and runestones, but you have gold and credits. You can get 50 credits for free a day, and you can buy credits with gold. Credits are what you use to level up your cards, gain more cards. But it is predatory in a bit of a way. Like we talked about, runestones possibly have mismatching prices, which it doesn't very often. You'll know that if you want to buy 500 credits, it costs 400 gold, but you can't can't buy 400 gold, you can only buy 300 and 700. It's priced in a way to make you have excess resources. It's frustrating, it's annoying, it's a common mobile thing, it's very intentional. Just want to point that out. It's not a deal breaker or anything, but it's very frustrating. Actually added, I hadn't seen this, a welcome bundle for $4. You get 700 golds in a card variant. Typical mobile strategy of trying to just get you to spend a little. Kind of broken that barrier so you feel okay to spend money again. Because yeah, $3.99 for 700 gold. You take a look at 700 gold down here, that's $14. That's a hell of a deal, and you're more likely to buy it. It's even 8 times the value. Not quite 800% Diablo Immortal, but overall, still, I am fine with these. They're good deals. You can just buy it and that's it. And also, if I do return to the game, I will likely purchase that. I will recommend though, never buy a variant. They're never worth the gold because variants aren't even the card. Like, you could only get offered a variant of a card you already own. It'd be great if they do add, and I think I've heard them talk about this, cards show up in the shop that you could buy for 700 gold that you don't own yet. Like, have that come up. That would be really nice. Also, just a recommendation. I saw this, I think, in Kripp's video. I don't think he did the research. Don't use fast upgrades. They're absolutely terrible. You're paying a premium to upgrade a card fast when typically you're going to be out of credits all the time. So just spend credits when you get them to level stuff up. You just pretty much never need to use these. Just don't do it. All you really want to do is spend your gold on credits and level up your cards. That's the main strategy you want to do. My biggest problem with Snap's monetization, this irked me from basically the second season pass. The first one you were able to buy with gold, the second one not, is the premium season pass. You'll note they have Miles Morales, a card. It is paywalled. The only way to acquire this card is $14 Canadian, probably like $10 USD. There is no way to get this card without spending money. I believe 2 months after the season pass goes, it'll be put into the pool 3 of the collection. So you can eventually get it for free randomly in like 2 months. But let's say they make a card that's really strong. It is paywalled behind money. If you know how I feel about the Battlegrounds pay to win thing, it feels that way to me, where they're paywalling exclusive content behind this thing where you cannot spend gold on it. Premium pass in itself isn't bad value. You get a bunch of credits, you get variants, you get gold. I bought it every season when I was playing it. I didn't mind it at all. I just do not like the feeling of having a card paywalled. So again, I want to put that out there. If it's something you're wary about with monetization, they do paywall cards. Technically, if the card is a competitive advantage, which it basically always is, the game is a bit pay to win, no matter how you look at it, because of this. And fundamentally, Marvel Snap just doesn't feel like a fully fleshed out card game if you compare it to other card games. You don't have a friends list. You can't do friendly matches. There's only one game mode right now, and that's ranked. There's no casual. There's no draft mode. It is missing a lot of features, a lot of which may be added to the game, but be aware, again, it's not like your replacement to Hearthstone, not your replacement for another card game. Fun, quick game you can play whenever, and if the meta gets boring, well, you could play something else. Actually does have a social tab with like updates and stuff. I don't know why mine's not loading. The PC client might be bugged on here, but usually on Android, you can see patch notes. There's free stuff you can get, all these different things. Honestly, something that Hearthstone's really lacking that I would love to see. And of course, you have like daily quests and daily rewards, weekly quests and all that are very completable and are kind of fun to go for. Even have like custom avatars, way to personalize your account. And at the end of the day, would I recommend Marvel Snap? Do I think it's outright predatory? Do I think it's something you should avoid? No, honestly, I'm probably gonna try and come back to it, play it a bit. I really enjoyed the game. I was just heartbroken. I was heartbroken over the Nexus events. I couldn't believe that they tried to pull that one, and it just made me quit. It made me quit. I'm a man of my word. Now that I've seen that they've at least apologized for it, does not appear like they're gonna do that again. I do want to try and play the game at some point. I don't know if I'm gonna make content for it or anything like that, but I wanted to give my opinion on it. I don't think Marvel Snap is the Hearthstone killer, a Magic killer, Runeterra killer, a replacement for any of that, but it's a fun game. You could play in short little doses. The animations are great. It sounds fantastic. The team behind the game has been phenomenal. Really do recommend it. I do think it is a really fantastic game. I just wish they didn't have that Nexus event gaff. And other than that, I am really excited to see how the game develops, how it grows, and well, give it a shot. It's free to play. You don't have to spend anything, and you can play with some pretty cool Marvel heroes. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.